I have a special display here today. We've got the TM7 and the TM31. So these are miles apart in how the technology runs. The TM7 was released this year. The TM31 is over 21 years old now. This model itself is 15 years old and has been well taken care of. There's a few features that I'd like to point out. This is the original spatula that it came with. Amazing. The butterfly whisk, the basket, and the varoma. So amazing. This is in pretty good condition for the age of the machine. This is the same for the TM7. We can have a little comparison. I've had a few customers saying that they're wanting to wait until this machine finally dies on their bench tops to upgrade to the TM7. But what we're doing here is going from an SMS Nokia phone from the 90s to the latest, greatest Google or iPhone. Amazing in comparison. So just let up the main screens here as well so you can have a look. Key changes, this is all buttons. This is all touch screen. It has all manual settings, so you go from unlocking the lid, locking the lid, mixing, right up to speed 10. And your turbo, still got reverse and the dome modes. You have your heating options from 37 degrees up to 100 degrees. So you can boil water in this. And with the varoma mode, that's where you put the varoma on top, up here, and it steams really well. Timer set for function, so you can have the heat and mixing or chopping going at the same time, depending what you're trying to achieve. Similar functions here on the TM7. If we go into manual mode, it's all on one screen, just like a phone, where you would set the time here, set the temperature, set the blade speed and the direction, press play, you're good to go. Both of them have built-in scales. This is your little scale reminder here. This has scales in the feet, so as you're measuring in ingredients, you'll be able to see the weight of the ingredients. Let's do a little sound check here. Got this plugged in. We'll put this on stir mode. That's a pretty normal sound. Even up to the TM6, you will hear this sound. So we're just doing stir mode, you can see here. No heat for 15 seconds. Let's do exactly the same on the TM7. So we're going to go just stir mode. Let's hit play. Now you might say, is this going? Can you hear anything? I can maybe just hear the faintest movement. At the moment you can see that the lid is unlocked, so I can have a quick look. Ready, set. Nope, can't see the blades moving. And it's back to playing. All right. Now, let's get this up to speed 2. Can you hear it? Are we there yet? All right, let's get this up to speed 10 and have a listen. Let's lock the lid in place. We're up to 5. There's your high blend mode. So it still has all the power that you're expecting. Let's try the same thing on the TM31. Up to 2. Blades turning. Oh yeah. Let's go up higher. Oh, wow. Pretty impressive. Okay, so we've got a good amount of sound happening there. Let's have a look now at the physical differences. So the butterfly whisk, this sits in the bowl to whip cream and move ingredients around. This is the TM31. This is the TM7 one. You can see the model differences significantly more improved over time. The next thing is the simmering basket. TM31 never shipped with a lid. In the TM6 and TM7 versions, it came with a lid. Here is the comparison. And let's have a look at the aroma. So this is the TM31. It looks very similar to the TM5, TM6 and TM7 models, where you've got the multi-layer like that. And here is the brand new TM7 one. It is significantly bigger in capacity. Has the multi-layers as well, but you can get more in there. And then, oh, maybe that's a good comparison. You can actually fit the Varoma inside the Varoma. All right, so those are the accessory comparisons. Let's have a look now at how they created a few of the features of Thermomix with the bowl, etc., and how that was put together. So when the bowl is in here, we need to go into the unlock mode. There is a lock mode on this one, but otherwise I could just lift and set it down. See, it knows what's happening on the machine. With this one, you can't just lift it off. It is locked. Even with it unlocked, it is locked in place by the lid. So you have to click it open. You can see it's got tabs there, but like the nod to how the TM6s was created. Obviously we've got a big hole in the lid for this one. No holes in the lid. As large for a spatula, that's for steam. For this bowl, it lifts out, as I mentioned earlier. It still has the blade in there. This is only a 2 litre max on this. This one is 2.2 litres max. It has a little port to let any drips or flour be cleaned out of. It's got the usual spots there for the pins at the bottom of the bowl. This has the same bowl feature of how you unlock it by doing a quarter turn, and then you can pull the blades out and wash all of this. This now has the new improved feature where you can slide the latch across. Let's get that going. Slide the latch across and it lifts out. It lifts out for that to get cleaned and the blade to come out separately as well. And then that locks back into place with this slider mode. Let me slide it across. Has to be in that lock mode. And there's a little lock icon on the bowl as well. So then that sits back on. Good to go. Same thing with the pouring lip. This has got the pouring lip at the front. Less obvious, but very handy. Just hooks back on. This sits back in. Lid goes on. I'm so unused to it. Lid goes on and then it clicks into place. Beep. Good to play. Good to play. So obviously this is all manual. This is the same with it being all manual, but this is where things get exciting with all the new technology. So when we are in here, we have internet connected machine, obviously. It can automatically clean itself. So you can choose which mode or type of cooking you've been doing. The dough mode agitates the blades a bit more, knocks things off. When you've had browning, fat or caramel, you can choose those options for it to clean it much faster. You can, with the internet connectivity, create a whole week of fun of things to cook. So here's an example of all of the fun Halloween things that you could schedule in and cook along. On the side, there's also a way to search for recipes. You've got your collections, modes and ingredients. There's really fun ways in order to get you cooking and keep you cooking. Here are some of the things that I've made recently. And some of my bookmarks, recipe lists, collections, created recipes. Created recipes is where you've modified something within an existing recipe, or if you've imported one or typed it all in on your phone or computer to create your own recipe. And now here are the manual cooking and modes. So if you still want to just use it as a blender, you can. You can also use it as an egg boiler. Choose your level of googiness. You can do some browning. So if you just want to do some beef strips or saute some capsicum, you can do that by gentle or intense heat. Beautiful. It enables all the safety features. You can use it for dough mode. We've looked at the manual and pre-clean. There's now steaming mode. So if you just want to get in there and get your veggies happening or steam up some bao buns, you can choose. Are you going to do it using your Varoma, your basket, or both? So handy. You've got turbo mode in order to absolutely give it some pulses. This is great for, as you can see here, pictured chocolate nuts, just some quick blitzing. If you're going to use it as a blender, as I mentioned earlier, you can just use it as a high-powered blender, and you can choose that timer mode of how long you're going to do it. So Boost Juice, eat your heart out. That's a brand here in Australia. New mode, open cooking. So this is where the blades do not move, and you can cook without the lid on. So without the lid on, 100 degrees, hit play. It's going to start heating up the element. You pick the timeline. And I don't know if you can see this, probably can't, but there's a new handoff activity. Now my phone has just told me that for 15 minutes, my Thermomix is going to be cooking right now. So that's another one of the features that you've got is open cooking mode and wireless remote control. Not remote control, but remote monitoring from your phone. You can use it as a kettle. So if you're just trying to warm it up and go, you can do that. And you can choose the heat. Anything from 37 degrees, just like this one, went to 37 degrees. But now you can go up to 100 degrees on the kettle mode. So that is comparable. You can use warm-up mode. So you know the temperature of keeping things at a food safe temp is around here at 70 degrees. You can choose if you're going to use stir mode or not, or just blend it up as well. Just depends on the type of consistency, things you're warming up. Rice cooker mode is amazing. It takes the thinking out of it. Because we've got a weight here, we can weigh in your rice, weigh in your water, hit play. It's that easy with your rice cooker. Comes out perfect every time. Thicker mode is something I'm going to be using today. I'm creating lemon meringue pie. This is amazing. No lumps ever. Bechamel sauce, lemon curd, all of those delicious things. Super easy, super fast. But if you want to go super slow, we've got slow cooking here. Slow cooking is low and slow, 95 degrees, right down to 45 degrees there. There are recipes that use this mode, or you can set it yourself. Fermentation, amazing ability to create your own yogurts and keep that low and slow temperature. Again, you can set it and let it go for hours and hours. Sous vide, similar concept, but you can use your vacuum sealing packets. Here's an example here in the background. And set it to go into your bowl with it filled with water at the right temperature. Now they've just released an update in the latest update that means that the lid will lock in place so that you don't have bags bobbing around while this is going. Okay, only a few more modes to go. So these remaining modes, peeling, grating, slicing, spiralizing, are all for additional accessories. So far, everything I've showed you today comes with the Thermomix. This peeler, I should have a picture of it. Pop. So when you're doing peeling mode, the additional accessory required is this amazing peeler. It sits on top of the blades. You can see that's why it's got the wave in it. And you cover the blades with water and then put your root vegetables on top. And what it does is it knocks that potato peel, the sweet potato peel, the beetroot peel off the outside of the vegetable as it's rolling around on top of the peeler, and it's hands-free use. Similarly, there's a new grater and slicer attachment that you can put on there. You can choose thick or thin. Similarly with the slicer, thick or thin. And with the spiralizer, do you want noodles or ribbons, thick or thin? So I am waiting for mine in the post. It's coming, my grater slicer spiralizer. It's called the Cutter Plus. You can buy it online soon here in Australia for it to be delivered. Another mode is literally being able to say, okay, I have one of these items. What do I want to do? I might have some cauliflower. Do I want to steam it? Fantastic. I might have some carrots. Would I like to chop it or steam it? So you can just really take the thinking out of how you're cooking here and use different modes. So many different things you can pick. And that main reason for this one is that the power of the TM7 is so intense that it is very easy to pulverize everything and just end up in with perhaps not the consistency you're after. So being able to choose the hardness of what you're about to use in the machine and then choose the mode. So that is the main differences between these two. I would highly recommend upgrading from here to here, stepping into the future with the TM7 and saying bye-bye to the TM31. Thanks for your time today.